So hello internet, welcome back to our Cataclysm Prison Escapee series. Last episode we set up our forge and charcoal kiln. I think we're going to focus on that today. I think we're going to focus on getting our forge tools squared away. I hear a helicopter outside. Hopefully that's not, SEAL Team 6 coming for me. We'll see. We'll see what happens. They actually do a lot of flyovers because they're looking for hydroponics, marijuana. People grow it in their houses, and a lot of times at night, and even during the day, they will go over with thermal view to see the heat source from people who have grow setups. So they've been kicking that up a lot lately. But anyway, I mean, I don't know that that's what it is, but they have been doing that a lot more lately. But anyway, hello internet, hello everyone. Any tips for modding the game? Ask a lot of questions would be my encouragement. That's how I learned. I basically, before I knew about Discord, so I need my hacksaw. We're going to gather some metal from cars here. Go ahead and drop these teas. Where's my unsorted pile? Been a while since I played. Gallon jug of herbal tea is now listed in the food category. I suppose that is good, but okay. Oh yeah, my tips would be to ask a lot of questions. The way I learned was before I was on Discord or anything, I went to the forum for Cataclysm, and I read a lot of the topics. And when I saw or wanted to do something that I did not know how to do, I went on the forum and I asked questions. And one of the dev team, Mark, was very helpful. Kevin, the person in charge of the project, often would respond as well. People were very helpful. That would be my suggestion. Why is my keyboard clacking on the desk? Stop doing that, please. So I would encourage you to ask questions. Would be like the main thing, which I know sounds very basic, but it's how I learned. Also, there's a new contributors guide that if you ask on the forum, I'm sure someone can get you a link. I don't actually have the link off the top of my head. And that gives a lot of information. I have a 6 or 7 video series on my channel where I went over the basics of how to set up a mod file. They're not amazing episodes, and they were a long time ago when I was first recording, so the audio and stuff isn't great, but those might help you in setting up, kind of your environment, so to speak, setting up a mod file and things like that. But asking questions would be my number one suggestion, and just trying to learn by doing. They're on to you, murder. Oh, yeah. I just said that because I'm an idiot and didn't know what to say while the helicopter went overhead. So I need to find a vehicle here. Wow, weirdly empty stretch of road. I know we have some to our west. What is to our south? Yeah, we've cleared this already. This is fine. Thankfully, my area doesn't have those helis. I haven't played Cataclysm in 2 months now. It's no longer fun, but I'm glad you like it. I would disagree that it's no longer fun, but honestly, I play it often enough that it feels like work sometimes. Back in like December, January, I took a break from Cataclysm for about a month and was much happier when I came back to it because I had taken that break. Thought about doing that again, but obviously it's like the main thing that people watch me for. So, if I were to cut it off for a period of time, it's gonna cost me viewership and stuff, and so I don't do it. But I get blown out on Cataclysm pretty often. Like today, I would much rather be playing Crusader Kings, but I can't stream Crusader Kings due to my bad computer. So I've been doing some YouTube stuff lately. Tony Hawk and Crusader Kings will be on the channel, at least for a little bit. And we'll see how that goes. Ultimately, I'm gonna bring this metal up here. We're going to take it in the back to the forge. Kind of funny, but I don't feel good asking for help. I'm a bit of a recluse. Yeah, so am I. But ultimately, on something like Discord or the forum, I mean, that's sort of what... Like, even if you go to the developer Discord, they have areas specifically for people who want help with learning to mod and that sort of thing. So I would encourage you first, read the documentation that's available. If you look in the doc folder of your Cataclysm directory, there is some stuff there, but there are definitely things where asking questions will be the best way to do it. Most people who play Cataclysm are reclusive in my experience. I don't know if I want to say all that, but I enjoyed the Streets of Rage stream, was pretty dope. I enjoyed the game a lot, but it's one of those things where it's like Streets of Rage specifically, it's like you can't, I couldn't make that into like, you know, daily or even multiple times a week content wise. Why can't I pull this out of here? Can't just wield it then. Wield the charcoal, drop the charcoal. It's obviously not something I could play every day, you know, because it's like the same thing over and over. It would be the same levels over and over. I don't think people would love to watch that. I do. I had every intention of playing that again. No, I would like to load more. Unload it first. Sure. Dispose. Drop the charcoal again. Pick up all the charcoal. Wield the charcoal. Put it all in the forge. Now we can go back to the Tonfa. Alrighty. Well, it's too dark to work on our forge, unfortunately. What do we want to raise? Probably fab some more if we have fab books, because we're going to be forging. Mechanics also could do with a boost. That's something we were gathering materials to raise our mechanics, but I never really found enough to do a whole lot with it. I don't think we could get another level or two. We wanted that for the solar panels. Let's look at mechanics. We were gathering materials to make... No, you're not going to level me up. Yeah, we were gathering rubber hoses and heating elements. What did I need heating elements for? No. Well, maybe for this, but I didn't realize how many bottles it required. Wires and stuff. No, we really don't have anything to easily raise our mechanics. It would just be the spear gun, and we would have to gather so many rubber hoses. Yeah, I don't think so. So that's a no-go. A couple rotten meat sandwiches. Great, great, great. We are hungry and thirsty. Let's eat and drink something. I don't know where my food and drink piles are. Your food and drink. Hello, food and drink. Let's have ourselves a meal. That's right, we had biscuits and we were eating meat sandwiches, as I just saw. Let's get these rotten meat sandwiches out of here. I don't like the idea of having them in my house. Make some more meat sandwiches. Try to eat them this time instead of letting them spoil. And we'll use, sure, bacon. Bacon sandwich. Delicious. I had tuna for dinner. I would much rather have had a bacon sandwich. As would most people, I think. It's already old. Why? I guess the bacon is old. It spoils soon. Okay, well, I mean, it's something to eat. And then we have all that green tea, right? Oh, that's on the unsorted pile. Oh, it was herbal tea, my mistake. Still, it's a health boost, obviously. Drink some of that. And we'll just read. I bet you were an Earthworm Jim fan. I was when I was like 8, but it's not something... I've tried playing it as an adult, and I just don't really get why I liked it so much when I was a kid. Really easy to get solar panels from roofs. I used to go looking for those weird solar cars before noticing them on roofs. Yeah, roofs are where I get most of them these days. We did find a solar car in this playthrough. We want to put more on it, but it requires a 4 in mechanics to install. So that's why we were looking to raise mechanics. It was a fun one. Gym was a cool game, but it was hard as well. I remember playing it when I was a tiny Bob. I did enjoy a lot of Sega games when I was a kid, and now that I'm an adult and I try to play those games, I find them frustrating and annoying. And like, when you're a kid, you have no concept of like what a good game actually looks like. You just enjoy, like, you get in a loop and you play something for 200 hours and you become good at it and it becomes acceptable to you. But as an adult, you're kind of like spoiled by modern games. So like a lot of older games don't really have tutorials. They have kind of hidden or confusing mechanics. They have terrible level design. Like, I love Duke Nukem. I grew up playing Duke Nukem. If you go back now and play like Duke Nukem or Wolfenstein or really any of those style games, they have these like maze levels and stuff. It's like, why is this spaceship designed like a maze? Like, it doesn't make sense, you know, and it becomes a point of frustration for me as an adult. Plus, I'm a little snooty and I like to complain, so those things usually lead me to being frustrated. Wow, we don't really have any books I want to read. Oh, that's a bummer. I guess we would read rifles because most of this doesn't matter. First aid eventually, has value and stuff with bionics, but same with computers, but they don't give me any immediate benefit. At least rifles would give me some skill with my rifle. 7 minutes, 17 minutes. We'll read this one first, I guess. Whatever, it's something to do. So, like, when I was a kid, we played Streets of Rage, which I think holds up really well. It's one of my favorite beat-em-ups of all time. We played a lot of Sonic, which, again, classic, obviously quite good. As an adult, Sonic is a little bit, like, too easy, It's a very basic platformer. It's like going back and playing Mario. And, like, when you're a kid, you died a lot and you're terrible. As an adult, you just kind of breeze through it. Like, I remember I bought it was like a compilation of Sega games for the Xbox several years ago. I was like, oh, it has all the Sonic games. I haven't played these since I was a kid. I never beat them as a kid. Why don't I go back and try to play them? And then, I played them. It was easy, and I beat it in just a couple of hours. So, I don't know. Everything's different as an adult. Like, I remember being a kid, and I've talked about this before, playing Siphon Filter, which was one of my favorite PlayStation games. And I played Siphon Filter a lot, and I would run through the same levels over and over. And I was like, man, this time I'm going to use the shotgun the whole game, and this time I'm going to use the air taser this whole level, and I'm not going to do anything else, because you play things over and over and over and get good at them. Now as an adult, I'm like, why would I use a shotgun the whole map when it's like a big map? I need a ranged weapon. I need to use the rifle, and you get like in your head about how you have to min-max everything. And I don't know if everyone does that, but I certainly do that, and it makes it hard to play. Like, I don't enjoy games the way I did when I was a teenager. I get excited for different things. It's not that I don't enjoy games, it's just that I enjoy different things now than when I was a kid. I don't think we need to bandage or anything, and we've been forgetting to bandage basically this whole playthrough anyway. Let's go to sleep here. There's old games like Wolfenstein and Doom were 2D games, so they weren't able to have multiple floors on top of each other. Also why they have maze-like levels, just a limitation of those times. Sure, that wasn't specifically what I was talking about. It was more like the overcomplication of levels, because I do feel like there were labyrinthian situations. Like, if I were making a game, let's say Doom, right? Okay, so for instance, Doom takes place, lots of corridors, lots of, random rooms. There were doors and traps that would spring open to reveal enemies that don't make sense. They're just there to surprise the player and be frustrating, right? So when Doom 3 came out, Doom 3, very good horror game, very suspenseful, really enjoyed that. It was much less action-oriented than the previous games, and I know some people didn't like that, but I really liked it. And you'd be playing the game, and all of a sudden, what was a wall behind you would come open and spit out a bunch of demons to attack you from behind. And it's that kind of level design that's like specifically designed to hurt the player and frustrate the player. I think that's really poor. We are being attacked, and we are gonna die, ladies and gentlemen. That's a real bummer, because I just made a whole I just updated all the thumbnails for this playthrough, so I have like 30 extra thumbnails that are gonna go to waste. So we're gonna die. We were sleeping. It looks like what happened is that the flaming eye appeared. We were sleeping. Flaming eye came out from somewhere, and because we were sleeping, it got a whole bunch of looks at us while we were sleeping, which in turn eventually led to the Hounds of Tindalos, or however you say that. I don't know how you say that. Really, I'm honestly, this is the first time I've died kind of organically in a while. Like, most of the time I die because of like, oh, the turret saw me in a dark square. That's how we died last time. This also feels like BS to me. Like, I'm really frustrated. We've had this, so I'm not gonna like whine about it. We're gonna end the character and start a new character, whatever. But like, we've experienced this. I feel like the nether creatures should not be this early in the game. I feel like they should be locked to end game locations. I don't think that they should spawn out in the world. So I don't know where this eye came from. I don't really know anything nearby that would have generated an eye that I've seen. I mean, there are craters over here. I don't think that has an effect on it. So I don't really know where it came from. But it's annoying because I I'm just playing the game and trying to build a forge and stuff, and now we wake up, basically we're going to get murdered by these dogs. So if you don't know, the Hound of Tindalos, or however it's pronounced, is a very potent enemy. It's a dog that is like a nether creature. Grotesque hound-like beast. Its frame is angular and emaciated, and its head is like that of an abyssal fish. When it moves, twisted limbs duplicate, merge, disappear, and reform in dissonance, as if 100 copies of itself were somehow forced to inhabit the same space. Extraneous to our reality, it moves between the corners of the world, hunting those that would dare step beyond time and space. These things I believe they can teleport, number one. I believe that they can breed so that they will become multiples and multiples. Thank you for the follow. Paste, please. So these guys can duplicate themselves as far as I know, and we're not going to make it out. Even if we make it to the stairs, I feel like they're going to follow us. Yeah, we're dead in merely 3 or 4 moves. Also an armored zombie. Where did you come from? I don't understand how a flaming eye, an armored zombie, and a whole bunch of hounds appeared when I was just sleeping. So, pretty frustrating. We're gonna die. I just feel like, I don't know. Cataclysm, people always say, is difficult, and I don't find it very difficult. You get used to playing the same game over and over and over, and it becomes pretty natural. Sometimes you just get screwed, and it is what it is. I'm frustrated by that, honestly, but we're dead. Oh well. Walton Holly, you're dead. 11 days. Man, that's like the shortest I've lived in a long time as well. I mean, we die on day 1 sometimes, I guess, but gibberish. And yeah, we got murdered by some angry, extra-dimensional... Okay, go away, please. Achievements are disabled, probably due to use of the debug menu. Yeah, I kept enabling them when we would look at things in the debug menu. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We're dead. Okay. Normally I call the stream after a death, but whatever. We can set something up, I guess. Let's reset our stream world.